Hi, this thought doesn't have anything to do with music, but I've been thinking about it, so I thought I'd share it anyway. My wife has been observing the news recently and has seen pictures of supermarket shelves with no food on them in places such as Italy. And so she sent me out to buy, amongst other things, lentils, so that if we have lockdown here for a few weeks, then we'll be able to manage. So the lentils thing and this whole thing about being prepared, it reminded me of a story of a couple of philosophers who lived about 400 years before Christ, at about the time of Socrates, called Diogenes and Aristippus. Now Aristippus was a very pleasure-seeking chap, and he flattered the king, so the king would sponsor him, and he lived very well. And his philosophy is that we should live a pleasure-seeking life. We should live life to the fullest by seeking pleasures and enjoying that. And this philosophy was completely opposed by Diogenes, who believed in living a very minimalistic life, living within his means, and he would get quite upset with the excesses and pleasure-seeking that he saw in society around him. And one day, Aristippus observed Diogenes eating a supper of bread and lentils, and he said to Diogenes, if you'd learn to be subservient to the king, you wouldn't have to live on lentils. Diogenes replied, learn to live on lentils and you won't have to be subservient to the king. I find that a really interesting thought about being self-sufficient, living within our means, and learning to enjoy life to the fullest with what we have, rather than through materialistic things and rather than pleasure seeking. So it was good that my wife reminded me to be self-sufficient with our family and to go and buy lentils, etc., so that we've got food storage if anything goes wrong in this society around us. Who are you subservient to, and what do you need to do to learn to live life to the fullest without needing to worry about materialistic things? I think many times I see in the world around me that people will buy a brand new car or a brand new truck, and then they have to work extra jobs and they feel a slave to those materialistic things that they wanted to begin with. They then become a slave to the debt to service them. And then that in itself, the thing that they thought would bring happiness, ends up being the cause of a lot of stress and misery. Sometimes people will continue to go to a job that they don't like for years, whereas perhaps if they changed job and had more free time, they might be happier. Again, if they learn to live on lentils, whatever that translates to be in our modern society, perhaps they'd have to be less subservient. So I was thinking about that for me. What can I do to reduce my outgoings and to enjoy life with less outgoings and being less subservient to the need to try to earn money and just to enjoy the things around me more, without focusing on materialistic things. So do you feel that you could cut down, or do you feel that you're a slave to materialistic things around you? I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts. So how are you feeling about this? If you agree, if you disagree, put it in the comments below with a reason as to your thoughts behind this. I look forward to hearing from you.